You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans, I have got your full roster of weekly spoilers for Monday, November 25th through Friday, November 29th. We have got Jennifer Horton raging at Cat Greene and Hope Brady returning for a very sad reason. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and if you are not following us, please reach down, click that subscribe button. Let's get started with what's coming on Monday, November 25th, season 60, episode 66. So, EJ DiMera has some advice for his son, Johnny DiMera. As the week we're in right now ends, we have Johnny poisoned by those cupcakes, and he is, thrashing around in a nightmare and says Joy's name while Chanel is sitting right there. So that's the context going into Monday's episode. And he goes back to his dad. And of course, his dad's advice is always, don't tell Chanel you cheated. And then he's going to say, yeah, but now I have said her name. So it's pretty awkward. EJ is not exactly successful with relationships, so I feel like Johnny maybe shouldn't listen. Paulina is back up in Jada's face at the Salem cop shop, and she's got demands. I'm sure she wants to know where this APB is and whether they have actually found Hattie Adams, the suspected pastry poisoner. Joy is begging Alex to keep her secret because on Friday, for some reason, she decided to tell him that she slept with Johnny. And Javi opens up to Rafe about dating Leo, although seems like they're not dating anymore because Leo made a pretty nasty accusation that he stole the scripts and leaked them and decided to be the new lady whistleblower. Also on Monday, Leo gets together with Dr. Marlena Evans and asks her for some professional advice and some advice about his love life and this huge mistake he just made with his new very sexy boyfriend, who's now his ex-boyfriend. Tuesday, November 26th is episode 67 of season 60, and Justin and Steve are doing some kind work for the underprivileged. They are preparing Thanksgiving holiday meals for the Salem food pantry, and the Kiriakis clan plans to spend Thanksgiving together as a family, but strangely, they're not going to be doing it at the mansion, which is really weird. It looks like a lot of them are going to be over at the Brady pub. Stephanie is taking care of Alex, who is still sick. He had one of the cupcakes, dug it out of the trash because, nothing's better than, cake out of the garbage. Just ew. You kind of deserve to be sick for eating some out of the trash. His abs still look really good. So, obviously it hasn't affected that. And, they're still tempted, but things are about to twist around when another guy catches her eye very soon. Meanwhile, Sarah is getting out of the hospital on Tuesday, and Xander is there to celebrate. Friday, this Friday before that, he is, still worried, but Sarah is excited because she's getting some sensation coming back into her legs, and she is very determined to be back on her feet. And by Christmas, she is going to be up and dancing. So look for progress soon. Wednesday, November 27th is season 60, episode 68. Johnny and Joy find themselves in yet another awkward situation. And, Chanel has been very nice and has been inviting Joy Wesley over to do various activities with them because Nancy was worried about her youngest daughter being all alone in Salem. And Chanel's been very accommodating, very welcoming. And I just wonder, after Johnny saying Joy's name in his sleep, if Chanel invites her over for Thanksgiving, maybe not to be nice this time, but maybe to watch them together and get a read on how they behave together. Maybe she's got some suspicions. I'm just very curious. I think Chanel definitely needs to keep an eye out. And Javi and Leo are back to arguing. I don't really know what else there is to say. I mean, Leo was really nasty to him, and I thought Javi made very good arguments. Like, I don't even know who this Lady W is. I couldn't have written that article, and why. Meanwhile, Rafe talks to Jada about his next move, and Roman was advising him to sue the city because he got shot in the line of duty and then they didn't hold his job. And of course, Jada works for this city, and if he tells her that, I wonder if she'll feel compelled to warn Paulina. That is her fiance, and puts her in an awkward position. Meanwhile, Gabby has done something else to aggravate EJ because he is demanding an apology from her. And I don't know if it's the same old argument or a new offense that she has done. I can't imagine she would apologize to him. Meanwhile, Chanel takes good news over to her mom, Paulina. And maybe the good news is that her bakery has been cleared in the cupcake incident. And we already knew that the boxes weren't Sweet Bits boxes, but that doesn't mean that they didn't buy them from her and rebox them. Thursday, November 28th is episode 69 of the current season. Kat and Chad hit a bump in their scheme to beat Clyde. Now, JJ has already agreed to pretend to be Chad, and they were needing to find somebody to pretend to be Kat. So I don't know if he's going to ask Gabby or what else is going on. I know that Kat is going to have a little bit of a rough week, and I'll tell you in a second, because Jack and Jennifer are back in time for Thanksgiving. And Jennifer has got some really, really harsh words for Cat Greene. She hates her for lying and pretending to be her daughter Abigail and getting everybody's hopes up. And Jack will be the one that finds Doug passed away, finds him, passed away in his bed, looks like he went peacefully in his sleep. And then Jack has got to tell Julie. And of course, Kat being there, this interloper, it's like the worst possible time for the family. Eli and Lonnie are home to spend Thanksgiving with Abe and Paulina. And when they find out, they rush over to comfort Julie. And the Brady pub plays host to a Thanksgiving feast for a bunch of the Kiriakis family instead of them being at the mansion. So kind of strange. Hopefully we'll have an explanation for that. But we're going to see Justin and Bonnie and Alex and Stephanie and Steve and Kayla and Maggie and Kate and Philip. And I'm assuming Roman. Maybe we'll get Marlena too, since John is out of town. Friday, November 29th is season 60, episode 70. And Marlena gets some news about John that she shares with Kayla. Now, he's off on this ISA mission, and we all know this is part of the death storyline for John Black, because Drake Hogestyn, had a pancreatic cancer. And they actually wrote this death storyline while he, had wrapped filming because he was just too sick to return, with the idea that they were going to unravel the death storyline had he made a recovery. If you ever know anybody that had pancreatic cancer, it has such a high mortality rate. It's a terrible, terrible illness. So she has an update for Kayla, and we know soon Marlena is going to have to go see Shane Donovan because John does go missing on the mission. And word spreads in Salem that Doug Williams has passed away. Hope Brady is back on Friday the 29th, and along with her son, Sean Brady, and of course they're grieving Doug's passing. Julie is all caught up in her grief, and the following week on Wednesday the 4th will be Doug's funeral. And there's other big returns starting on this Friday the 29th and going into the next week. We're going to have Julie's brother Steve back, Marie Horton, Liz Chandler, Sierra Brady, Lucas Horton, and perhaps some others as well.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.